So can you tell me a little bit about where we're sitting today?
We are in the TCP Media Center. To be exact, we are in the TCP Arts and Media Center. TCP stands for the Cultural Professional, and we started this media center to send that elevator back down. I'm a former news reporter, and I know that there's a lack of diversity in news. So we have this space to train others to get into the news field, as well as this being a place for artists and creatives to express themselves and work on large or small projects.
Can you explain a little bit about who this space is for? Is it for older artists? Is it for younger creatives? Who is your target audience?
This space is for artists of all ages. We have Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 5:30. We have that time blocked out for our younger artists, our artists under the age of 18, so that they can utilize the whole space and not just be regulated to one section of the building because of the older artists being here. So again, it's for everybody, and we leave space and time for the older artists to express themselves, and as well as time for the younger artists to express themselves and work together and grow their craft.
How important for younger artists is it to have a creative outlet or space to go with other creatives at a young age?
It is extremely important. There's this stigma of the starving artist. So there's a stigma that you can't make a living from creating art, from being a creator, which just isn't the case anymore. We live in the era now of the YouTube star, the TikTok star, the Instagram model and whatnot. So there are these other means for artists to express themselves and to get some kind of a means of income. So coming here at a young age, you expose yourself to many different facets of media, which then helps you grow in your craft. So if you're coming here at 12 years old and you have a interest in photography, well, you may grow that photography craft, but also being here, you'll also learn about graphics and motion graphics. You'll learn about lighting. You'll learn about audio. So now you are this Swiss Army knife of a media digital giant, so to speak. So then you yourself, by coming here, you make yourself more attractive to those larger stations or those production houses or film studios.
Can you talk a little bit about the different mediums that will happen here? What are you equipped for?
We are equipped for all three levels of media here. We have WTCP, which is our radio station. We have TCP Network, which is our digital television station. And we have the Culture Professional, which is our online magazine. And we do all three facets of those types of media here. We do the audio production in the back. We do the TV production in the middle, and we do the digital print production right over here in the front. So we like to call ourselves a digital media cluster, entertainment a la carte, so to speak, where you can come to TCP and get different kinds of information from different mediums.
Can you talk a little bit about the collaboration that you imagine that will happen here? I know right now we're sitting in your co-working space. Can you just talk a little bit about how you envision that looking, 6 months from now?
Well, I'm really looking to utilize the skill set of the community. I am a digital media person, but I by no means know everything. So these kind of partnerships, I'm looking at the Warmleys, who own We & Co. And that's a company that is real huge in photography and videography. They'll be coming here to teach classes on just those things, on white balance and whatnot, on focus versus on autofocus versus manual focus and whatnot. There's Ole, a local photographer. He's going to come here and talk about the business aspect of photography. So you'll not only get those technical skills, but you'll also get those skills to know how to monetize those certain things. There's Ms. Baldwin, who will be coming here to teach artists how to set up their own situation at art galleries. So when we talk about creatives and enrichment happening here, it's going to be on many different fronts. It'll be, of course, on the creative front, what watercolors to use and whatnot, what's the best canvas. But also there's that empowerment aspect as well to learn how to monetize those things and to keep it consistent. Because here we want to eliminate that negative stigma of the starving artist. There's just too many outlets, too many digital mediums right now for artists to go starving. So we want to begin to debunk that myth, so to speak, here.
Can you talk a little bit about the capabilities of this space for a fine artist or someone who paints or draws?
This space for fine artists, I see them utilizing our space just outside here. Nice big open space where they can do larger pictures, larger canvases, larger paintings. Whereas some of them have to rent out storage units or have to do those paintings outside. In the elements, whether hot or cold. Here, we're eliminating that. They'll be able to do large paintings and murals in enclosed locations, which could then not only help with health, but also help with the scope of work. They'll be able to get through certain things faster. Because they're not dependent on the elements. They're not dependent on doing it during light time when it's light out. So they have maximum light. There's just certain things that the fine artists won't have to compete with while having a membership here and doing stuff on the inside. Furthermore, there's just that network of creatives. At times, it can be lonely as an artist, as a creative, and here we want to eliminate all of that. Our desks are creatively put together so that encourages conversation, that encourages camaraderie, and it also encourages a barter system. Whereas if I'm good in sales and somebody else is good in marketing, now we can kind of cross those things and work together. Again, eliminating that stigma of the starving artist, and also to continue to build this artistic community where everyone is looked at as comrades versus competition.
Can you talk a little bit about your grand opening and where you guys go from here?
Our grand opening, I envision one, the floors being done, and then two, the rollout of our mobile app. On the open house, the grand opening will encompass all of that. We're about 75% complete with our mobile app. We're looking to launch that on the 2nd of May. So the grand opening will just encompass everything that we've already done, everything that we're planning on doing, and also celebrate us being in the SOE neighborhood, us being back in Lancaster City, and also celebrating our growth. We started 4.5 years ago at Brightside Opportunity Center in a non-air conditioned, forgotten studio in the building. And just over the years, we've been at the Liberty Place, we've been on Liberty Street, we've been at Crispus Attucks, and then most recently on Columbia Avenue. So we're just want to celebrate with the community our matriculation into this 3,000 square foot building.
So what does it mean to you to go from a tiny corner of Brightside Opportunity Center with no air conditioning to a 3,000 square foot facility where you can really expand the good work you're doing in the community?
It is a dream imagined. Prior to moving back to Lancaster, I was living in Philadelphia. Just wrapped up my news career. It was a 10-year news career, and I really wanted to come back home and give back. and media, that was my thing. That's what I felt like, the gift that I could give back. Just because I got involved in media at 12 years old and have been going hard ever since. So again, just wanted to send that elevator back down in my own community, because I worked at CNN, I worked at CBS The Early Show. So like there's some unique opportunities that I have, and a network of people that I feel as though that I can share with the folks from my hometown to give them certain advantages that weren't gifted to me. So that was the main focus of all of this, to get people more involved with media, make them more media savvy. While teaching at Thaddeus Stevens, I saw just the divide of knowledge when it came to digital media. From the students that went to Hempfield, Elizabethtown, Donegal, versus those students that went to like McCaskey and Coatesville and Downingtown. There was just a huge digital divide, where I see now those students that graduated from Stevens, they're using that digital savviness in their work today, and that has granted them some amazing opportunities. Whereas those that didn't have that media savviness, they're relegated to those traditional trade jobs and whatnot. So just want to give this leg up to those that really need it, and then additionally, when I was on the board for PhillyCam in Philadelphia, Channel 66, I saw people change their lives in a matter of a year or two. They'll come into PhillyCam and not have any media skills, but they take the audio classes, they take the lighting classes, they take the videography classes. So then now, after a year or two, they're applying for jobs at NBC 10. They're applying for jobs at News 6, and they're getting these jobs. And then after 2 years of getting those jobs, they're moving on to other news stations. There's people that have gotten jobs at Netflix. There's people that have gotten jobs at Amazon Prime, and just in 3 or 4 short years, from knowing nothing to now, you completely change your life and you're moving across the country. That's what I want to bring here.
Can you talk a little bit more about like the growing media in the world? Like every job has some sort of media element. So where do you see that going, and where do you see TCP fitting into that?
I see TCP serving on two fronts. We have our nonprofit side, which is Positive Media Academy, and then we have our TCP network side. So I see us doing two things. On the TCP network side, I see us really concentrating more and more on regional news, specifically regional news that affects disenfranchised groups, and all of that information and entertainment being siphoned down to the app. So whether it's audio information, whether it's reading information with print, or whether it's visual information, you'll get it on that app. And then on the Positive Media Academy side, there's that enrichment aspect as well, with sending the elevator back down. I've been a news anchor, I've been a news reporter, I've been a producer, I've been a videographer, I've been an assignment editor. So I have all of these media skills from different facets of the news that I can pass down and teach. And these are the days of news where you have to be that multimedia journalist. You have to know how to shoot, write, and edit. So if I can get more folks involved in news, and have the skill set to be a part of this new wave of doing more with less, then that's what we plan to do. And there's 5 power stations just in a 30-mile radius here. So there's jobs, there's opportunities, and if we can be the ones to bridge that media gap, then we will be the ones to take on that task.
Can you tell me about your app and what you expect it to do for these creatives?
This app gives the creatives a platform. It gives them a microphone. It gives them a megaphone. A lot of times with creatives, we'll create and then put it out there, and then the most harmful thing to us, I'll say, is when nobody sees it. You know, we spend so much time on this and we're so excited and we want people to see it. And just because of, you know, the Facebook or Instagram algorithm, or it could because the artist is just naturally introvert, there's just not a lot of eyes that get to see it. So what we do is we eliminate that part of it. We let the creative create, and then we handle the distribution aspect of it. So then the creative doesn't necessarily have to worry about the distribution of it. They can just worry about creating. And when a creative just has to worry about creating, you know, that just increases the content. It makes the creativity that much better. And who benefits from a creative being able to create 100%? We the people, because now we get to digest this great content. So it all goes hand in hand. It's all cyclical, and we want to create this atmosphere of information and entertainment on the app. We're calling it infotainment. So you'll be informed and entertained regionally.
Could you talk a little bit about your partnership with Lacademia?
Lacademia, what we want to do is continue our mission of getting more diverse newsrooms out there. So we're starting with their middle school to get them involved with media, to teaching them about the news writing process, teaching them about the inverted pyramid, teaching them how to write a lead, how to write a tease, and all of that. And that's just teaching them different aspects of the news that make up a complete newscast. The end goal is that we are going to create a morning show for their school, so that each and every morning, whether it's live or pre-recorded, they'll be able to have a morning show that will distribute all the things that are happening in school, all the things that are happening out of school. They just started to get sports teams, so they'll have their sporting updates on there and whatnot, interviews with teachers, community members, as well as students. It's really adding a whole other curriculum, a journalism-based curriculum to their school. So they want to start with the morning show because that's the most front-facing thing that the kids can see with journalism and news.